When I think of the concept of extreme minimalism, it is never clear to me what exactly is meant by it. Even though extreme in our society usually means something negative because too much of a good thing is a bad thing, right? I am struggling to consider any type of minimalism objectively bad or not normal. The thing is, everything in this world is relative. My lifestyle can be considered to be an extreme minimalist lifestyle comparing to, let's say, American dream. But I still have furniture, a hobby that I accumulate stuff in, and a wish list that I'm gradually updating. So what is extreme minimalism if nothing in this world is absolute and everything's relative? And you need to compare in order to categorize minimalism, because how do you know that's eco-minimalism if you don't compare it to the nomad minimalism, let's say? Although sometimes comparison can be a good thing and lead you towards something you want, sometimes comparison is a useless obstacle on our way of finding the lifestyle we would enjoy. And it doesn't really matter how exactly we will call it. Or does it? I have always identified myself in many ways. A period of time I used to be a Christian. A few years I was a student. Since about 4 years ago I have been a minimalist. Identifying yourself, it just feels good. Because we all want to be a part of a community. So I chose a community that aligns with my values, the minimalism community. Then there is a need to express yourself and distinct from others. This is when the differentiation within a community comes in. This is why we have extreme minimalism, financial minimalism, aesthetic minimalism. We simply choose what is closer to our values and interests and then fulfill our need to identify ourselves as our values. We all can have different goals and different ways to reach those goals, but one thing stays the same is that we all want a lifestyle that doesn't include anything that we don't need or don't value, and that includes things that are meaningful for our lives. I just want to take a minute to thank you for being here for each other and for me. I can't even tell you how glad I am to one day have found all the minimalist creators' videos because I've learned so much throughout these 4 years of minimalism. Thank you. Internet says that extreme minimalism is the lifestyle that implies living with only the essentials. And yet, what is essential? Is a stove in the kitchen essential, or I can just make a fire in my porch? Is a bed essential, or I can just sleep on my floor? Is my smoothie blender essential, or I can simply eat the fruit? All in all, when I think about extreme minimalism, when I hear judgmental comments about this lifestyle, I wonder, who decides what extreme is? Who decides if it's bad or good? In the end of the day, we ourselves decide what lifestyle to have, whether it's good or bad for us, and how to eventually call it. Because essentials are different for you and me, and both deserve to live. I own nothing. You don't hear this phrase often, do you? We live in a certain paradigm where owning things is good. It is considered to be a smart strategy that ensures safety and well-being for your current life and your future. We may constantly argue whether it's the right way to live. We may start a garden to depend less on the world order. But we cannot deny that we live in a society that is crazy about owning. Nevertheless, it feels right to sometimes let the thoughts about owning nothing in my head. Have you heard of the belief that we all come here with nothing and we all will go away with nothing? That's why everything that we have right now is supposed to serve us for a period of time and therefore doesn't belong to us. Although I don't deny the reality in which I have to, will, and want to have possessions. I don't want to become dead inside when things are taken from me. So if I will have the mindset of owning nothing, if I reduce my possessions, if the soul will one day be taken from me, I will not be devastated at all, because I mentally and physically prepared myself. And this is where decluttering starts, in our minds, when we let a teeny tiny thought of owning less arise in our head. Then we imagine how our life would look like if we didn't have to manage all these things, organize, clean, and feel overwhelmed. You start thinking about the essentials, about how little we actually need to feel happy. I found a really nice thought in the book Psychology of Money that says, the true happiness is not a salary, the size of the house, prestige, etc. The happiness is in doing what we want, when we want, who we want with. And here is when minimalism of any kind can help. It can release your time and energy to direct them towards something that matters to your life, to the essentials. At the end of the day, or life, people rarely think that they have lived a good life because of cute outfits that they could make out of that clothes, or they've lived a good life because they had a lot of nice home decor, because they like to organize their stationery. Nobody says that. When we look back at our lives, we rarely think that the majority of happy moments were brought to us by stuff. Instead, we remember those precious moments with our family or friends, reuniting with nature, when we smile and feel relaxed. Sure, we need little things that make us happy that we can accumulate, but I don't think that they make the majority of our happiness. In this case, the idea of owning nothing, for me, means the emotional detachment from objects, the detachment that can bring us peace. Because it lets us focus on what truly brings us happiness, on what truly matters. Am I an extreme minimalist if I consider everything I have an essential? It doesn't really matter that much as long as my life is meaningful and intentional. In conclusion, all the lifestyles have the right to exist, well, if they don't harm people around you. Extreme minimalism is just one more way to express yourself and to find happiness and peace. Having only the essentials, and what essentials are you can decide yourself, you have the time and energy to do what you want, when you want, who you want to do it with. This is why I love minimalism. It's not one size fits all. It's the individual approach that has the right to exist, even if it's extreme. If you enjoyed this reflective video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to support me in spreading the idea of simple living to the world, I invite you to my Patreon. You can watch more on mindfulness topic in the playlist Heal Your Living. Thanks for watching. Have the most wonderful day. Goodbye.